無規制配信オバコンスターティーン2回目だね。
本当に始まったの
か始まったのかな。いや、配信ソフトウェアがアップデートして、配信の前に君がチェックしてなかったもんだから全部ログインし直すっていう。
失礼やな。こっちのせいに
していや、俺のせいでは
そんな急遽全部がリセットされると思うわけないやろ。
ああ、
それを100% こっちのせいにして卑怯にも程がある。
いや、卑怯じゃなくてまあ、チェック
これが高い位置のやり方か。
チェックしなかったからね。
お前も金払って悪口ばっかり書かせてるのか。
自分にお金払ってるのどういうこと？
いやだから誰かに金払ってこっちの悪口を言わせてる高い位置か。
まあ近辺全部そういうふうなことやってるみたいだもんね。小泉進次郎にもそういうことやってたみたいだもんね。
そうだね。
それはさておき、コメントがもう来ましたよ。
まさかね。
みぼりさんからね、コメントが来ました。
M ボリー氏。
いつもね、絵文字だけで表現したコメントを、残してくださるので、口頭でお伝えしますね。先週ね、もうなんか流れちゃって、ちゃんと返信できなかったから、今週はちゃんと拾うようにしましょう。
ひどいな言い方が。
いや、そうだから失礼じゃん、みぼりさんに。で、口頭でお伝えしますね。絵文字ので表現したコメントなので、サングラスをかけてる猫2匹と、なんか金の人よくわかんないけど、金色のおじさん2体と、サングラスをかけてる猫2匹。どういうことだろうね。これどういう意味だと思う？この金のおじさん2人なんだろうね。
金のおじさん、
お釈迦様かな
ブッダだと。
ブッダどうかね。
こんな世の中だからもうなんか神も仏もないみたいな。いや
それは違うと思うけど、出家したのかなこの猫たちそれともブッダと共に悟りを開いている猫たちなのかな。いいねってきましたよ今。
まさかの。
じゃあ出家した猫たちがブッダと共に悟りを開いている、図ニルバーナに到達した図であるとまあそういうことらしいので、そのコメントをねプロンプトにして生成 AI に、画像を作ってもらって可視化してもらうっていう。
もう西洋宗教を捨てようというもうキリスト教はシオニズムに侵食されたと、そういう皮肉を。
まあアメリカ的キリスト教関連のものなんかもうシオニストのロビーパーティーになんかロビー活動家にもなんか合併されてしまってるみたいだからね。とりあえずプロンプトを作っておくよ。出家して悟りを開いた猫たちが、お釈迦様と一緒に瞑想しているっていうのはどうかね。
お釈迦お釈迦行け
懐かしいな、お釈迦行け。
そういえばこの前木梨憲武がタカについて上言してたもんな。
あ、そう。なんで？
いや、ただまあこの前話して、まあ俺はいつでも準備できてるから高明が大丈夫な時はいつでもまたできるみたいな。
あ、そう。まあじゃあ前向きに。のりさんポジティブ思考だもんね。
そうだね。
あ、今できましたね。すごいな。割とリアル、なぜかリアルな可愛い感じの画像じゃなくて、すごくフォトリアルな、獣たちが今朝をつけて座禅を組んで足組んで瞑想している様だね。そしてその後ろにブッダがお釈迦様がいるっていう割と注文通りの画像を作ってくれたよ。聞いてる？
そうなんだ。
うん。
注
文通りの画像ができました。ありがとうございます。みぼりさん、なんかご利益がありそうなね画像ができました。なんかお守りになりそうな感じ。今週は先週と違って、今ハートが来ましたね。みぼりさん、ありがとうございます。先週は、ヴァンパイアクローラーズ、遊んでたけど、今回はスイートサバイバーズ。
インスパイア系のやつだね。
バンサバインスパイア、激インスパイア系。
でもバリスタがカフェを邪魔する猫たちをお菓子やいろんなもので撃退するという。決して殺しているわけではない。撃退しているだけ。助けて。
割とタフだな。
そうだね。
これもうニャイト・オブ・ザ・リビング・キャットみたいな感じになってるな。
そうだね。
コラボしたらいいのにね。ニャイト・オブ・ザ・リビング・キャットと。
ほんまやな。愉快な感じになるのにね。愉快、痛快、ナイスガイ。
今のうちに自己紹介しとく？
そうだね。ちょうどタイムにいじれるのがあるね、ちょうど。どうもクソ弱雑魚半グレ格闘家の朝倉未来と付き合ってキャリアを台無しにした小倉優香です。ブレイキングダウンはずっとカスでした。あんなの人が見るようなものじゃないし、半グレの遊戯会を格闘技と呼ぶこと自体が日本の格闘技を殺したそのものと言えます。
あれだよね、
屋敷がそれを言ってなんか物議かましてるけど、なんかいや当たり前だよ。半グレのお遊戯会をこれぞ格闘技って言ってるのはもう格闘家に失礼だろ。
なめすぎだよね。朝倉もちゃんとした格闘家と戦うと必ず負けるよね。
ボロ負けするからね。
びっくりするぐらいちゃんと負けるよね。勝ったの見た覚えがないよね。
勝ってるのはあれでしょ。ライジングが用意したもう絶対に勝てるやつとぶつけるときだけでしょ。
負け馬に当ててるっていう。
そう。
なんか意外となんだろう、むずいっていうか、自分が出してる攻撃の威力が弱いというか
そうだね、だいぶ。まだコイン全然足りない。これはまだクソ弱状態だな。
うん。
一応 DL キャラ1体いるな。猫耳のやつが。よし、ネズミバリアだ。いや、でも DL 武器が1個あるな。じゃあ DL 武器がどんなものか見てみるか。まだ弱い状態でこれを。なるほど、そういうエリア攻撃のやつか。本当本当にしょうもないよね。で、そういうなんか強そうにして威張ってるやつに限ってなんかそういうのを言われるとすぐになんか反論しだすし、
うん、
まあ人それぞれに思うのは勝手ですからみたいなことを言ったら大したもんだなって思うけど、すぐになんか反論していや そんなことねえしみたいな
ね。
童貞か。
あ、今コメント来ましたね。Salio says, Jenny, you are on a streak of playing the weirdest games I've ever seen. Yeah, it is kind of a weird game, huh?
Yeah.
It's a Vampire Survivors like game, I guess.
Yeah, it's a Vampire Survivor homage one that is Sweet Survivors, where it's a cafe and cats are invading the cafe and you need to kindly repel the cats, not terminate them.
Yeah.
So when you beat them, they turn into little hearts.
Yeah. So it says Nickel Survivor?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe it's Cat Cafe Survivor.
Cat Cafe Survivor. Maybe it is a cat cafe and the cats are coming into the area that they're not supposed to get into. It is kind of a cute chill game though. Salio says, how are you two doing? How are you doing, Jenny?
Moderate. It's been really weird weather.
It suddenly became kind of hot today, huh?
Yeah. After like being cold.
Yeah, there was like not very much in between. It was cold and then suddenly it was hot today.
Yeah,
weird.
Very annoying.
Better than being cold though, huh?
Yeah. I suppose this is just the way it's going to be for a while. Just repeating hot and cold, and then like days where it's cold and then hot at night, and then the opposite of days that are hot and then it's cold at night.
Yeah.
And then soon it'll just be hot all the time.
Yeah, well, like the seasons, the 4 seasons are kind of disappearing, huh? It's just like winter and summer now.
Yeah.
And I'm doing fine as usual. How are you doing, Celia? I hope you're doing okay. Cat enjoyer.
Love 1,000 cats.
1,000 cats. I kind of like the sound, the kind of purring sound when a whole bunch of cats get close to you.
The purring sound.
Yeah. Salia says, nah, not feeling so well. One of my cats died this morning.
Oh.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
That's
the worst.
Yeah.
If if it makes you feel better, we're more than happy to listen to anything about the cat that passed away, or if you want to talk about it, or if not, you don't have to, of course, too. And our condolences, and also, I'm sure that if anyone, you being the owner, being a part of the family of that cat was a big blessing to that cat. So, because I know how much you care about your pets and the animals that come into your life. You take the best care you possibly can. So. So he said, nah, she just got bad all of a sudden. Stopped eating, got dehydrated, and a very severe iron deficiency. I force-fed her all night, but her body just gave up. At least she died in my brother's arms, being her owner. Well, I'm so sorry to hear about that. But like you said, I guess at least she was able to spend her last moments in the arms of her owner, and of course you did everything you can for her too. So. So you said, yeah, I couldn't do much more. Yeah, well, that's the important thing, to do everything you can, and you obviously did. So, yeah, well, I know it must have been really tough for you. So, well, you don't really get over things like this, huh? It always sticks with you, and I think that's okay, right? You know, all the cats that happen to be a part of our family, I always kind of, even after a long time of them passing away, I always think about them, and their family. So,
Yeah.
So of course you don't really get over things like that, but that's okay too. But yeah, it was tough. It's tough every time, huh? So it says it was the daughter of one that died 2 months ago. She was never well after her mother's death. I'm sorry to hear that. I did hear that cats actually are, well, since cats are much more social animals than a lot of people think they are. Well, people who don't own cats think that, but cats are really social animals. So, and they actually react just like people, very heavily toward to death and passing away of their family, people in their families too. So, yeah. So this is, yeah, that's why you can't take life for granted and you need to make use of your time with everyone. Absolutely. Yeah. That's, well, you never know. So,
Yeah.
So every day to the fullest and also, you know, sometimes being caught up with all the chores and challenges and hurdles that life throws at you. Sometimes it's easy to lose track of what's really important. And then, you know, work and everything and, you know, responsibility, all these things is, at least for me, is for family. So, and I assume most of the people in the world are like that too. So, yeah, making sure that you spend quality time with your family and your pets, your loved ones, your friends, and you know, and cherish that is in my opinion the most fullest way to live life. So
yeah.
So yeah, you know, like chilling and playing Sweet Survivors with family and friends is an important thing to do too, I guess. Right?
I suppose
Quality
so.
time. Yeah, but you know, it is kind of every once in a while, you know, like when you're just spending time with your cat or your pets. Once in a while, you know, that sense kind of you're overcome with the sense of how like marvelous that moment is, huh? Sometimes I feel like it's like a miracle being able to just spend time with such a magnificent life. You know, cats are like that too. You know, like sometimes I'm just pet our cat that's just chilling on our bed, and just it seems so miraculous. You know, it's like a miracle that this little furry beast is you know, chose to spend its time with you, and you know, and just chilling on your bed and whatnot, and you're just petting it, and it's enjoying its time being pet. And sometimes those really simple moments can feel like a miracle, huh? And it actually is, but you know, it's nice to feel that once in a while, and also appreciate the other things that are also miraculous too. You know, like spending time with your family too. Sometimes just, you know, having a nice dinner with family and friends that come over can feel like that too. You know, and always need to try to appreciate those moments, huh?
Yeah.
Is that cucumber very effective?
Kind of and kind of not. It's probably you need it upgraded and stuff.
Oh.
Just like in the actual Vampire Survivors, you need to upgrade the weapons.
Sawyer says, would you mind if I ask you two for help with funding for my book? Oh, sure. If it's something we can help with, I can't promise that we could help, but I'll do my best.
Yeah, my knowledge is pretty lopsided, so
we'll see what we can do. If I can't answer you right here, I can always check it up and get back to you in a message also. So
yeah.
More than happy to help. I assume like the actual Vampire Survivors game, you can't really progress too much until you unlock the weapon upgrades, huh?
Yeah, seems like it. Seems like in this beginning phase you're mega weak.
You're mega weak, but also kind of strangely tough too, huh?
Tougher than in the actual Vampire Survivors, but yeah, still not anywhere like being strong or like that.
Okay, so Salyo says, if you remember, the book is about a samurai family in Japanese Middle Age. They had a big battle, and one of their biggest soldiers, regarded as almost family, died in battle. I don't know that much about funerals in Japanese Middle Ages. I think they were incinerated, but I'm not too sure. If you know something and could give me some hints on how the ritual would go, and if he could be buried next to the family graveyard as he was super close with them, I would appreciate it a lot. Oh, okay, sure. Well, it kind of depends. I guess it depends on if they were more.
If they were Bukyo or Shinto.
Yeah, it would depend on that too. So, it's probably better if I get back to you. I could send you a DM to give you more specifics on the different types of burials, depending on the type of religious what religion they're more heavily leaning into. It probably also, I think it's probably different depending on the type of Buddhist ideology there, and whether the like Shingonshu or like Zenshu or stuff too. As I said, sure thing. I think they lean more towards Shintoism. Okay, well I'll send you a DM on that, but I'll also send you some stuff on the other ones too. But the Shinto is pretty different from other ones too. So want to make sure that I don't get any of the small details wrong. So sure, I'll send you a DM then, giving you some details on that then. So I said, sure thing. Thanks a lot. No problem.
Yeah, it's pretty complicated in that aspect because it is different depending on the religion.
Mm.
Mostly for the Bukyo, though, there's usually a family grave that everybody is I guess you could say registered under.
Yeah. With I was pretty sure with Shinto in general, it is they did incarcerate them because the body is generally considered kegare, so kind of impure, I guess. So the body is disposed of and kind of sorry. So the family basically has a forest where there is a door to the spirit world. So I guess it's more Shinto than Buddhism. Ah, okay. So, well, I'll give you a couple of different examples and of both Shinto and maybe see if there's a difference in some of the different types of Buddhist beliefs here too. And you can choose which seems more right for a better fit. Of course, if it's fiction, it's okay to mix and match too. Culture over here is kind of like that too, huh? A lot of it did kind of mix.
Yeah. There are some prefectures or areas that did have original religions, so
yeah, that too. So it says, take your time though, there's no hurry. Oh, okay, thanks.
okay. Bourbon here is a lot more knowledgeable on history, and I just kind of know random things from random stuff I'm interested in, so I would say I'm not too reliable in that aspect. I have no idea what that does. You know a lot about different kinds of manga and stuff of that about history. Are there any ones you can recommend to Salia for watching or like that? There are pretty good amount of historical ones.
Well, one that's kind of covers some of the more unusual, older kind of ones. I guess that's kind of interesting. Togeoni is kind of interesting of it covering some of the non-Buddhist gods and kind of the customs.
Any other ones you recommend?
Any other ones? So it says, I do love reading stories about yokais and kami, and there are some that are super epic, and then others that are random as hell. Like the kami that protects you only on Saturday when it's raining and you don't have your umbrella and stuff like that. Yeah, it can be really, really random like that.
Yeah.
So it says, not complaining though. I love that. Yeah, I actually like that stuff too.
Yeah.
How something can turn into something like that, and also if you don't properly honor the gods, that it can turn into like an aragami that will actually have a negative effect on you and the people around it too. That kind of stuff is pretty cool, storytelling wise, huh?
Yeah, God's gone rogue.
Yeah, well, the Togeonya manga is basically a person that goes around and makes sure that the gods are properly honored, so that they don't turn into disruptive bad gods. So it's kind of interesting in that sense.
This is actually harder than Vampire Survivors.
It's harder to get through the first 10 minutes, huh?
Yeah.
You have enough coins to bring up the...
Still don't really know what these drinks even do.
Do they heal you? There's no explanation on it?
I have no idea. I'll just guess. no idea what doing that does either.
So it says, I do like that the bad spirit in every fatal frame is basically a forgotten god, and I've been watching a friend play Yomawari games, same story. Yeah. So, yeah, when a god stops getting honored and is forgotten, it turns into an evil spirit, basically.
Yeah.
Or a aragami, or even things that have, like honorifics, right? Like putting san on people. Interestingly, you can put honorifics on things too, but not san. But to be polite towards something, you'll put a o in front of something, like chopsticks. In Japanese, they're hashi, right? But since chopsticks have existed for a long time, to honor their existence, you put a o in front of it. So you'll say like ohashi. That's more proper and honorable, right? So things that exist for over, like, say 100, 200 years have the potential to turn into like, they start becoming, in a sense, objects of power, right? And if they're not properly honored, they can turn into kind of evil spirits. And that's kind of the concept behind a lot of yokai. A lot of, like, animals that turn into yokai too, like kitsune and tanuki, are ones that lived for a long time, and they are basically, yokai is like a henge, or I guess that's kind of like, not exactly a mutation, that's more physical, but a more metaphysical kind of mutation, I guess. But that's kind of a concept that I find kind of cool too.
It's like how celebrities and athletes that get forgotten, like, become criminals.
Yeah. What? So it says, you have that unused umbrella that grows an eye, right? Yeah, we have that. What's that one called? なんだっけ?
Unused umbrella.
Okay, it's karakasa kozo.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The umbrella with one eye.
Yeah. I need to eventually look for the yokai encyclopedia that Mizuki Shigeru wrote. Has some of, like, the best artwork ever of yokai in it. So.
If there is a foreign version of it, that would be a good one to own.
But Mizuki Shigeru, for some reason, isn't as famous outside of Japan as he is in Japan, huh? A lot of people that are like, that are, you would say, kind of, he's probably kind of god tier here as a mangaka, huh? So it says, I'll have to look up that as well. Yeah, Mizuki Shigeru, he did Gegege no Kitaro.
Yeah.
Recently there was an anime series of his father, huh?
Yeah.
Kitaro no Chichi, huh?
Yeah.
That's the father of Kitaro. But yeah, he's kind of also a god tier mangaka over here, like, together with, like, Tezuka Osama and Matsumoto Reishi and people like that. but he especially specialized in yokai and
ghost stories, scary stories.
Yeah. He lost an arm during war, so he's probably one of the greatest manga with one arm. He's insanely good at drawing. Such a good artist. Skill-wise, he's one of the best out there, huh?
Yeah. Another good or interesting thing about yokai is that you learn a lot about local culture.
Yeah.
Since a lot of them are very embedded in local history.
Mm-hmm. So it says, wow, that's dedication. Yeah, it must have been really hard because he was drawing before he went to war, but even after he came back from war, he just kept drawing and initially he was like he would do he'd do kamishibai, that's like plays, kind of like stories that the person there would tell to children as they like flip pages that they drew, and a lot of them would be like adventure stories, but in his case I'm sure he did mythological stories since he was heavily into that too. And he did that after he came back from war for a while, and then eventually went into manga and stuff too. Really cool person. Like he was in Palau, was it? Sally says, by the way, have you been following the new Hiromu Arakawa series? Oh yeah, we've seen all the episodes so far.
Yeah, all the current ones. Yeah.
Yeah, the Yomi no Tsugai. What was it in English? But yeah, we've been following it, enjoying it so far. I like the character designs too, and the stories and setting is very interesting so far. So.
Yeah.
Design-wise, big fan of Hidari. So it says, I have a hard time following up the story so far. I've read 12 chapters. I guess it gets fairly complicated later on then, huh? I haven't read the manga.
Yeah.
We're just following the anime so far. So I guess later on it gets fairly complicated. Well, setting-wise, it does seem like it's setting up for a lot, probably, going forward, huh? Introducing different factions, different gods, or shikigami, and, that. And seems like it will probably turn into a fairly complicated story, so I guess it does get that way, huh? Sally says, I just don't get where the stands come from. Well, I guess probably, she might explain thoroughly later on, but probably it just borrows from the concept of gods and how they're perceived in Japan too, huh? It seems like all the gods that, or the tsugai, is it? That come out and that are gods, deities. Some of them seem to be like objects that probably turned into god tier spirits, I guess. And they were saying that when you what was it, the last episode that we saw, they were saying that when you defeat the person that is the wielder of the tsugai, that the spirit becomes a stray, right?
Yeah.
And if they don't find a new wielder, that after a while they become forgotten, and if they're forgotten for a couple of years, that they disappear, right? So I guess it's ideologically wise, it's probably similar to how deities are perceived here, including like yokai and henge and shikigami and all these other stuff too.
Yeah.
It's pretty all over the place here too, in a sense, because like Japan has its own gods from ancient animism and stuff, going even before Shinto probably. And then they have all these other gods that came in from India, and they have all these other gods that came in from China through Taoism and Onmyodo, all these things. So there's like so much gods here.
Yeah.
So it's pretty convoluted, fun, but yeah. So I guess in that sense,
only Hinduism has more gods.
But most of those gods are honored in Japan too, though.
Actually,
yeah. So, but a lot of the Hindu gods have different names in Japan. Most of the Shichifukujin, the 7 gods of luck here, are all come from Hindu also. So I said, well, no, for now, I'm a very big fan of the main character's sister. I do like her design. She does seem like a cool character. Looking forward to getting to know her better in the anime. She's only come out a couple of times so far, so.
I don't know if it would be useful or if you follow it, but the Dorohedoro is like an alternate Japan, alternate universe Japan.
It's a really bizarre mix of like, I don't know, dystopian magic punk and weird subculture from Japan. With strangely, the magic areas are like strangely European. Also, it's just such a bizarre mix of stuff. One of my favorite manga of all time, actually. Saya says it's still 2 brother and trauma though. Yeah, well, I guess that's a equation that works pretty well with storytelling though, huh? 2 brothers and trauma.
I guess so, yeah.
The other thing about like the god system here, I guess.
The god
yeah,
system.
The god system. Eventually people do become gods too, right? Technically. In Shinto, your ancestors become your kind of guardian gods kind of thing, right? But every once in a while, someone that did something special can be honored as a god, and in Shinto shrines. One of the shrines close to us, when I was taking a walk, I always read like all the signs that they have in places like that. One of the shrines one of the Shinto shrines that's close to us, there was a small, a little shrine outside of the shrine. I was just reading the explanation of who it was honoring, or what god it was honoring. Interesting, it's a dude that lived mid-Edo period. and I think his name was I think it was Hadaka Hanbei or something like that. So like naked Hanbei, which is a weird name for a god, right? But it's a dude that actually was alive. That he wasn't even a noble or anything, but they honor him as kind of a protective god. And you can go to that shrine and then leave money or honor him, and for health and prosperity, because apparently while he was alive, he was mostly naked all the time. He just wore the fundoshi. So that's just basically the equivalent of briefs, basically, right?
Yeah.
All year long, he just wore briefs, basically walking around in briefs, taking heavy stuff back and forth between two cities. And he was super, super strong and healthy, apparently. One day, a princess that was princess, or technically a daughter of one of the daimyo or something, that was traveling through, got sick, and she stayed in the city area around there and just couldn't get better, and her cold was getting worse and stuff. So he heard of that, and he brought over some I guess medicine, but like equivalent of an energy drink to him or something, right? It's like, yo, take this and you'll get better right away, kind of thing. And he gave it to her, and she literally got better the next day and continued her journey, apparently. And people heard of that rumor that this dude is like uber strong, and he's and he makes this crazy potion that like heals sicknesses and stuff. And it kind of became, he became famous for that. After he passed away, apparently, people remembered that, and kind of they decided to make a little shrine for him and honor him kind of as a deity there, for people who are sick, right? And you can offer stuff at that little shrine, and hopefully get better, right? So weird things like that is kind of like really, really local. Stuff like that is pretty cool to read if you can travel to some of the more like random places. A lot of the shrines have like really local stories like that. So it says, swole dude that creates Red Bull drink sounds rad as hell to me.
Yeah. And he walked around
virtually naked all the time. Everyone just, and the thing is that apparently no one really knew his name. They just called him that because he was like naked all the time, virtually naked all the time. Just I thought even for some of the like local kind of things I read traveling, that's a pretty unusual one. So kind of stuck with me.
Yeah. Naked dude.
Yeah.
Naked energy drink dude.
So it says, yeah, he should be the god that put those black bars in women's breasts when naked. He can summon those black bars. Probably would have been useful during his lifetime. So he says, God of censorship. I know, the censor bar in publications in Japan, so he says he was summoned for the Epstein files. Maybe. But going back, the censorship bars are the mosaics that are used to censor stuff like that over here. I guess it's getting there, huh? It's getting close to being existing for around 100 years. It's getting there, so sooner or later, technically, you'd have to use honorifics toward censorship bars here.
Yeah.
And if you didn't properly honor them, they could turn into some weird aragami or evil cursed spirit. That would be kind of interesting.
Going to become evil cursed spirits from all the people that never got to see their favorite porn stars totally naked.
Yeah. Kind of, talking about things like that, there's a manga, an anime, also called Kai to Otome to Kamikakushi. And this is also kind of follows some of the weird things that can happen where people that passed away or things, objects, or even stories can turn into kind of deities or evil or troubled spirits or stuff. And it kind of covers in a whimsical way, resolving some happenings that regarding stuff like that in a modern setting, which is kind of interesting. But I'm not sure if you'd be too crazy about it, like all the women that come out and have huge breasts. So basically, so yeah. So I said I'm not an advocate for any kind of censorship, but I remember laughing a lot when I think China removed blood by making it white. Oh yeah, I think they still do that.
Yeah.
It's so like Chainsaw Man looks 300 times worse in China than it does in Japan. Like literally, like like Power drinks blood too. It's like it looks so much worse when it's white.
Yeah. I laughed so hard when I saw the Chinese version of Mortal Kombat, and they're like people dying and they're like covered in white liquid. It's like bukkake. It's like this is like so much worse than actual blood.
Yeah, it actually is a lot worse.
A long time ago, I saw someone put up like some action manga where like one of the characters were killed and they're like on the ground and there's like a pool of white liquid around them. It's like this looks so wrong.
Yeah. So it says, how are they so naive and innocent to not notice how worse it is?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know though. Maybe it's intentional.
Yeah, I think that there's someone in that censorship agency that is a total freak. That's my guess.
A total pervert.
Yeah. Like what? Let's make the blood white. Whoa, kind of thing. Yeah, like that happened for the a lot of the Sega Saturn games. They turned the blood green. I get that, like if it's zombies, I kind of get that, and you wouldn't, mistake it for the white stuff, right?
Yeah.
Any color other than white would have worked, literally black probably. That's kind of convincing, right? It's dark. You can kind of, in dark places, red can look almost black. So I think black would have been a nice choice too. So I was in the Dreamcast stage, you could switch blood to green or blue, but not white. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they knew the consequences of that back then. If anyone
would think so, yeah.
Yeah, if anyone in a meeting was like, shouldn't we be able to turn the blood white too? They'd be like, you're such a freak, dude.
Right? No, the female staff would give you the evil eye.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that's just like one of the most bizarre. It's one of the most bizarre things where actually censorship makes it 100 times worse. I hope they fix that because that's one of the things that people like laugh at so much.
They're probably like, yo, you guys love this though, don't you?
So it says, have you also seen the 4 Kids One Piece censorship? I'm not sure if I know about that one. What exactly is it? 4 kids in the One Piece censorship?
4 Kids One Piece. I don't know. What is that?
Celia says, let me send you some pics. Okay, well, I can show Jenny when the pictures come. I wonder if it has to do with the upgraded pacifistas. What were they? The Nephilims, was it? You know,
there weren't 4 types of them though.
There was Mihoku, there was Jinbei, Boa, Hancock. Yeah, I guess that's 3, huh? Was there any other one? It was just those 3, huh?
I think so.
There wasn't a Bartholomew Kuma, right?
Well, they're the pacifistas, so they don't need a tiny version.
Ah, okay. Salia sent the pics. Okay, there's a... in the older One Piece ones, when they were... in it. Okay, so specifically, I guess, Sanji with his cigarettes. Especially. There's the,
lollipop.
So it's censorship for kids. So they changed the cigarette to a lollipop. That does really, really alter Sanji's character, huh?
He has a sweet tooth.
Oh, okay, so there's even more. Here's one with Smoker. They just totally got rid of his cigars. Literally called Smoker, and he doesn't smoke. The last one with Luffy's smile is really weird. I don't really get that one. I wonder why. So it says the Marine guy having water guns is hilarious. Oh yeah, that's pretty funny too. I'll show Jenny that right now.
That's pretty goofy.
I guess in this sense the Marines are pacifistas then. They're pacifist Marines. They will not kill anyone, just water guns. I wonder, like, that's kind of weird censorship wise. Is there like they don't want to depict the Marines as being bad people? That's kind of the point of One Piece. Huh.
Yeah.
The Marines are technically not the good guys in that, huh? So depicting them in that light is not really what you want to do, story-wise. And there's this weird one with Hirumippo and Kobe when they were young.
That's pretty wacky.
Really weird censorship. Salia says, well, I would say that they should be, but they are being controlled by assholes. Yeah, I guess. But yeah, the water guns is pretty ridiculous. I'm not sure if they can stop pirates with that.
They can't swim, so it's offensive.
Oh, or maybe I guess the only logical way I could think is that they have a sea water inside the water guns. They have salt water inside the water guns, and maybe they have those specifically to capture someone that ate that has an ability and ate a devil fruit. So they'll lose their power if they get salt water on them. Sawyer says, then crocodile would be fucked in that universe. Yeah. It is kind of interesting though. Sometimes we're looking at like censorship in different countries.
Yeah.
Before the thing with the white blood in China, they were super strict. And I did see that before, like this is like late 80s, early 90s, when they localized manga and brought it into China. They would like cleavage was a no-no too. So any like cleavage at all, they just like paint over it, and so people are like wearing like sports bras or
swimsuits in the shower.
Yeah, so that, and also if they're wearing like, say, you know, like a shirt that there's cleavage, they make sure that they have them wear like a sports bra under it, or you know, things like that. You know, judging by the stuff that comes out of China right now with Wuthering Waves and NTE and stuff. Cleavage seems to be okay now, but yeah.
Talk about that game you were talking about. I saw news that it's back online again.
Oh really? That Snowbreak game?
Yeah, it was saying that after like 2+ months of being in maintenance, that it's coming back.
Yeah, they were pushing the selling sexiness in games so far that the CCP stepped in and they were taken offline for a couple of months, so they were able to get back online.
But you were saying that the whole ordeal came up that's one of the government organizations did a collaboration with them, and then feminists in China were like, no, this is too much cleavage. Why is the government collaborating with such filth? And then they were like, it wasn't us, and the game was in maintenance and offline for like 2+ months.
Yeah. Apparently it did roll out that way, but yeah, it's weird though that like a branch of the government would try to collaborate with a gacha game that is mainly, the main appeal is selling sex. But weird. But yeah, it did happen. So it says, a friend of mine plays Azure Lane, and some odd those designs scare me. Some OD, those designs scare me. Azure Lane, yeah, some of those designs can be pretty risque, huh?
Yeah. I was surprised to find out that was a Chinese game. I thought that was some Japanese indie app game developer.
Yeah, like, and aren't most of those characters based off of like battleships or something?
Yeah. In that aspect, I thought it was totally Japanese too. But I guess in China too, they like to turn objects into hot women also, just like in Japan.
I don't know. Maybe is that like specifically an Asian kink or something? Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe. But it's kind of funny because like media always talks about how much like China hates Japan and things like that, but I play Zenless Zone Zero a lot, and have went through all the story in the game, and it always surprises me how much the developers have a deep understanding of like Japanese subculture.
Yeah, they do have a good grasp of that.
One of the most recent characters is a, in a way, a typical kind of like a gal character, and
And the gal culture in Japan is so distinct.
Yeah.
Creating a character that really meticulously fits all those tropes, you have to have a deep understanding of that culture.
and it just kind of made me laugh, and it was interesting to me that in China there are people that have this much of a deep understanding for the gal culture that is extremely Japanese.
And even a lot of people in Japan don't really follow that closely.
Yeah.
Saifa says, after the horses being women, I wonder what the next trend will be. Oh yeah, the Umamusume.
Yeah. Yeah. Interestingly, that it took forever for that app game to start, because the Japan Derby Federation, or the JR,
the Japan Race
JRA,
Association,
was really against it because of turning like the horses that like rich people own into like cute girls and things like that. That they promised that they would be very, very, very strict on the doujin aspect of that, and that it's not okay to make sexual doujin content with that.
Yeah. So. So it took them a while to convince the owners of the horses. Sally says, it reminds me of the Persona 5 gacha game with the terrible criminal, the subway pusher. Oh, was the Persona gacha game any good? I never really got around to it. I was thinking of giving it a try, but I never really got around to it. Sayo says, no idea. Okay. Sayo says, sorry, cat is on keyboard. No problem. Cat mistakes are the best mistakes. Keyboard mistakes.
Actually, going back to Zenless Zone Zero, that one of the recent events in that, it had one of the things that I found the most interesting ever, in that one of the characters that came out in the side story of that talked in the Japanese manga animation dialect of Chinese characters. And it was like it was bizarre or interesting to see that a Chinese company actually putting in a character that talks in that specific stereotypical Chinese character in Japanese manga.
Kind of vocabulary or kind of accent. So it says about the Persona one. No idea, but everyone is laughing because they put a guy that pushes people in a subway like a psychopathic criminal, and it was super stupid. Oh,
some kind of weird thing like that,
I guess. I did see that, like, the Monster Hunter like open world app game, mobile game. It did look fun, but the gacha aspect of it and the character designs are like so not Monster Hunter like. That it's putting off a lot of people apparently, character wise.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's like the world is very Monster Hunter, but like the gacha characters that you can get the armor just doesn't look like something it would be in Monster Hunter.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That kind of weird thing.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of gacha-fied. But then again, I'm sure there's a lot of characters, so hopefully it's just like maybe some characters are like that. Sally says, sent you an image. Oh, okay, I'll check the image. Let's see. Okay, so it says first villain in Persona 5, a literal rapist. First villain in P5X, he bumps into people in the subway a lot.
It's the
I guess it maybe though. Actually, that might be the kata ate oji-san,
or
the tai atari oji-san.
There's actually a really creepy thing that is a phenomena here in Japan, that there are middle-aged men that will intentionally bump into women on the subway and in the train stations.
Yeah, it's really creepy.
And in a way, it's a form of sexual harassment that some creepy old guys found, that it's like, well, I can't touch women, but if I bump into them, then that's literally touching women. So if I just run into women while I'm walking, then I'm actually like sexually harassing them by bumping into them and touching them with my shoulder, kind of thing.
Yeah. So it says, yeah, I think they were telling that this guy is based on that. Yeah. So I guess maybe they were leading into something that was interesting, but maybe they didn't execute it well enough, and it kind of came off as funny.
Well, it's a thing here in Japan, but outside of Japan, it's probably just really weird. It's like,
it's like, what the hell?
But literally, there is that kind of harassment here of young women that like older men like bump into them while they're in the train station.
Yeah, but other than that, too, like I think like about 4 months ago, there was a thing that happened that's some crazy middle-aged woman that probably is like hates Chinese people, that in the Shibuya Scramble area, she like ran into, literally basically like tackled someone with her shoulder while she was walking past them like a Chinese tourist or something. It was on, people actually took video of that and put it up and stuff, and like strangely these like really sorry pathetic people like blow off steam by like running into people, like either people that they have sexual fantasies toward or people that they resent from like racism or whatever. But yeah, it's weird. It's like so cowardly. So it says people starting doing memes using games god tier evil guys getting slammed by this guy like they were nothing, like they are nothing, like Sephiroth getting destroyed by one slam from this dude. That's actually pretty funny though.
Yeah.
Shoulder tackling, just like bumping him on the shoulder, and then train comes and end of Sephiroth. So it says, yeah, I mean, Japan is so used to bottling up every feeling that I'm not surprised that people resort to that kind of thing. Yeah, I guess. But there has to, they have to find a better way. It's like I understand the pressure and everything, but yeah. But it's also good that, like, I guess that's one good thing about social network stuff right now, is that people actually post stuff like that, so it's becoming unacceptable.
Yeah.
So, even like in, especially, like, I guess in that Persona P5X game, if you bump into someone at the wrong timing, yeah, they could fall off the tracks and get hit by a train. So there is always that possibility, by mistake kind of thing happening too. So, because of people being aware of that and, calling things like that out, there's posters in the train stations, especially subway stations. It seems to happen a lot on subway, huh?
Yeah.
For some reason. For people to, of course, not do that. And if you do see that, to please call the authorities or the closest crew in the train station to report that kind of thing. So
One thing, kind of interesting phenomenon or so is that since Twitter added the auto translation thing on posts, people in Japan have been complaining that since in general racist accounts get a lot of replies and reposts, that stuff's getting like spread through translation, and it's like a lot of people are like embarrassed that it's like people are like picking up on that there's like a lot of racist content coming out of Japan, or racist banter coming out of Japan, and it's embarrassing.
Yeah, and it is embarrassing, but yeah, and some of these accounts are paid accounts, and or just engagement farming. But yeah, there are plenty of racists here too, though. Yeah. So, but it's just good that it's called out.
It's just kind of like though that like I don't know them.
Wait a second. Sawyer says, is it okay if a tourist steps up if they see a woman getting harassed by a guy to stop him? Oh, yeah. It's absolutely okay.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah. In fact, when people respect people for doing that, too. So, no worry about that.
Of course, if the cop or the train station people come are racist and they like tackle you and say that you're the one who's like doing the sexual harassment, then you're screwed.
I guess there is that risk, but there is law here too, so you can refuse to say anything until you talk to a lawyer also. So, but generally, yeah, it's okay to stand up for people that are being harassed. People would probably applaud to that. What were you saying?
There is the in a way reverse serious problem that a lot of these in a way though these racist people or the really apolitical people lean heavily or buy heavily into the Japanese people are the most noble and kind and like never do anything bad or say anything bad about anyone, and a lot of these people like write racist shit like 24 hours of the day, and
they're so spiteful
and it's like kind of like killing the goodwill that they kind of like
that they're trying to push.
Right? Yeah. It's like, it's only foreigners that do bad stuff in Japan, and all Japanese people are innocent, good, civil people, and like that, and just like there's just some like insanely like racist shit that like people like, it's Japanese, so nobody will ever know that that I'm writing this insanely offensive shit in like English or like that.
Yeah, but since it's everything is like auto translated now, it spreads everywhere now. So
yeah.
Interestingly though, like just the other day, our idiot prime minister was caught red-handed again. That she actually paid off people to write negative things about her political opponents, and also paid for. Sayu says, I sent you another picture. Sorry for all the spamming today. Oh, no problem. I actually enjoy the picture. So Sayu says, this is how I have to be on the computer. That is so adorable.
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I think your cat. May I ask your cat's name? That's snuggling with you on your arm right now. I think your cat has come to comfort you. Probably. Cats actually, do that a lot.
Yeah,
they sense. They're very sensitive to like how
like
people's energy and stuff. So
yeah. Our cat is very clingy to our sister, and and she is very very good at sensing when my sister is like depressed or not in a good mood, and she will just like hang around her or jump on her lap and not go away from her.
Yeah.
Or when she's not feeling good, she'll like jump up and like massage her stomach or like that for a long time.
Yeah, making muffins. Salia says, I call her Tomoe for one woman from my book, which of course comes from Tomoe Gozen. Oh, awesome. Tomoe. She has a very regal face. Also, I love the paws. The really, really short sleeves or socks, you know. Beautiful, beautiful cat. So it says, I love her mid mustache. Yes, that's awesome too.
Yeah.
So it says, I guess you can't see it in that picture. Wait. I will never not be happy to see cat pictures.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because with I really don't like AI stuff, but the only AI things that that I can stand or I think is acceptable are those AI cat videos.
At least they're cute.
Yeah. Like the cats like eating stuff.
Cats like eating pasta and stuff.
And they're like
Yeah.
Yeah, it always kind of makes me laugh when I see it. It makes me forget how evil AI is for a second, and then I'm like, no, this is evil.
Yeah. So it says, I also have one called Oyuki, and of course I'm one big dumbass to call a black cat that name. Oh, but actually that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Having a black cat with that name. A friend of mine had a cat called Pochi. And Pochi is like the equivalent of Fido in English, I guess. It's like Pochi is the most like generic name for a dog in Japan.
Yeah.
So she gave a really generic dog name to her cat. But you know, that's cool too.
Well,
Salia sent the picture. Says, there you have it. Look at this. Half mustache.
oh, man.
Absolutely adorable. She has beautiful eyes too.
Our cat Hada had a fork design above his eye.
Yeah.
A 3 like shaped fork above his eye.
Yeah.
I guess it was some kind of twist of fate that I'm playing this cat game on a day like this. So.
Sweet survivors, I guess. So it says, she is such a sweet one. I heard that Siamese cats were basically the dogs of the cat world, as huskies are the cats of the dog world. But this one is not pure breed, so she has all the appearance benefits from the breed, but none of the illnesses. Oh, that's good. I also heard that that Siamese cats can be fairly delicate too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good to hear. It is interesting how, like, depending on the breed, that personality and like traits can be so different too, huh?
Yeah.
One of my friends says, "Oh yeah, she's not delicate health-wise, but she is in her personality."
Yeah.
That's cute too, though, huh? I like cats that are like delicate or are can't really put my finger around it, but are very in a way need a lot of attention. Cats like that are really cute too, huh? Yeah, one of my friends had a Persian, and Persian cats have really bad eyesight, apparently. So she needed to be careful because she would continue to run into stuff. Yeah, so it's interesting how like the different types of cats, if they're pure breed, especially, have different I guess physical attributes that you need to be cautious with, or strengths and weaknesses. One thing that's interesting about cats too, huh?
Yeah.
Also, she was saying that Persians are really, so because they have really bad eyesight, they're really, really scaredy cats, apparently.
It's kind of funny because our current cat is very cautious, but she doesn't get scared or like that at all.
Mm-hmm.
She's cautious, but she's not like jumpy and gets scared or like that. And actually, none of the cats that we've had have really been like that, huh?
Yeah, none of them have been very jumpy. I guess in our case, since all the cats that we own are basically strays that we adopt, they're pretty chill, I guess, huh? Or well experienced, I guess, Sayo says, "Want picture of the rest of the pets? No obligation, of course." Oh, I would love to see the rest of the pets. I'm one of those people that always likes seeing pet pictures.
Yeah.
I don't get those people that I hate it when like my friends send me pictures of their pets. I don't know what to say. It's like, come on. It's like, just enjoy the animals, like. But there are people that are kind of like aren't really keen on animals or like afraid of animals too, huh? So I guess
there's a what the.
So he says, okay, preparing spam. Looking forward for the spam. Yeah, actually, that's one of the interesting things when I hear people talking about like not favoring cats very much. A lot of times, those people are kind of afraid of cats, of how like a famous actor in Japan is not too crazy about cats. He's actually kind of afraid of cats, but he was saying that he was kind of afraid of cats because he couldn't figure out like what part of the cat is the cat. It's like as an animal, it's so fluid.
It's so flexible that it
scares him. It's like dogs are pretty solid, right? You can tell the bone and the muscle and the figure of the as an animal. It's very clear. The figure and form is really clear. But with cats, he was like, cats freak me out because like I can't figure out what part of them is like the really physical part of them. It's like, and I get scared because I'm not sure how I should hold them or like. There is that ongoing scientific debate of whether a cat is a solid or they're they're liquid.
Liquidus cat.
Liquidus. Solidus cat and liquidus cat.
Good. I guess I'll have this as the last one. This game is actually very, very hard.
You haven't made a 30-minute run once yet, huh?
Yeah. I have not succeeded in clearing this stage even once.
Fishbone seems to be a little bit more stronger.
Yeah, I hope that the upgrades actually work in some kind of way. the thing you were saying about the animals and pet pictures and like that. There is a female comedian who was saying that she never could understand or does not think like animals are cute, and like everybody is like that is like the weirdest thing I've ever heard, kind of thing.
Well, I don't know. I guess. Well, it is what it is, I guess. There's that. I don't know. It could be some kind of a condition. There is that. I do hear of people that just can't comprehend music as music.
Oh yeah,
That it just sounds like noise to them, no matter like whether they're listening to metal or Mozart or whatever. It just sounds like it sounds like a strand of notes that just they can't really comprehend as music. That it just sounds like noise to them. So
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it could be a condition like that. Maybe like
well, there is that thing you were talking about people who have no like inner dialogue.
Oh yeah, there are people that don't have internal dialogue.
Yeah.
I was like surprised to hear that, but I guess that kind of makes sense. But it's hard for me to imagine what your mind would feel like without internal dialogue. Salia says, I was surprised to hear that too. Yeah, I was like, whoa, it must be quiet in there. It's like, that actually kind of sounds a little bit scary to me.
Yeah. So does that mean that they can't analyze anything in their mind?
No, they can. It's just...
I guess it has no personal connection.
No, it just doesn't have a sound value. It's I guess it's more visual. Maybe they can see the letters, or they can. It's more visual rather than sound based. Sai says, I even change voices in my head. Yeah. So that's the thing. I was wondering, like, I play guitar, so I'll like play something in my head, even if I'm not like, if I don't practice playing guitar, I can play it in my head and like kind of rehearse it in my head, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I can kind of like listen to a song and then like try playing it on guitar. You kind of imagine the notes and stuff. I was just wondering if in that case, if it's hard for someone like that doesn't have internal dialogue or doesn't hear sound inside their head, if it's challenging to play something that they hear, or if that's a totally different thing, if that's not how they approach it, kind of thing. It's really fascinating. I'd like to like talk to someone that's like that, and like, because it's like, for example, like if you made a character like that in a story, having better comprehension on how that person experiences the world would be interesting. That's quite interesting to me. So I should look into some studies about that.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's the opposite of well, not exactly, I wouldn't say that's opposite, but if you don't have an internal dialogue, I wonder if there are people that don't have an internal screen, like visual memory, like they can't visualize something in their mind. Do you think there are people like that, or do you think that's out of the picture?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, the brain is a pretty interesting thing. There's, there are people with bird blindness, so.
Yeah, that was like one of the most bizarre things that I saw in the Peacemaker, and I laughed about it, and then I just checked, and it actually is a real thing that there are people who cannot tell the difference in birds.
Yeah. That would be so bizarre to have bird blindness. Like you just can't comprehend the difference between a duck and a hawk, or a chicken and a pigeon. Like it just kind of, it's just a bird. They're all just birds, and that's so strange.
Yeah.
Sorry, it says spam sent. I'll take a look at that then.
I guess I'll just do one final run then.
So many cute pictures. Here's a doggo.
Dog.
Cute. Here's another cat sticking its head out of the bag.
That's a good one. The half mustache.
Half mustache. Awesome. I guess this is the two, Tomoe and Oyuki, snuggling together. I don't know what it is, but just like watching cats sleep is one of the most peaceful things you can just see, huh?
Yeah.
The gray and white cat is really cute too. Here, look. Moody cat looking out the window.
That's a good one. They're not with us anymore, but I guess it'll I should like send some pictures of some of our older cats,
if you don't mind. Good.
Yeah,
some more.
The older cat that we had that was silently adopted and left us.
Yeah.
It was a cute cat, and there were some other people in the neighborhood that were also like kind of giving it food. It one day disappeared and we never saw it again.
Yeah. So it says, of course, feel free to carpet bomb me with any pet pictures.
But
yeah, that cat, although it mainly chilled in our house, it was kind of a stray that just everyone in the neighborhood took care of.
Yeah.
And we assumed that our neighbors, the cat was probably adopted by our neighbors' grandchildren.
Yeah.
Because like when we were talking to the neighbors, like, oh, I haven't seen the cat for a couple of days. I wonder, have you seen it around? It's like, oh, yeah, you know, it was a really cute cat. Maybe someone like adopted it or something. It's like he was being like, So we're pretty sure that he was adopted by his grandchildren that came by over the weekend, probably. But as long as it has a home, a home with a loving family, that's fine.
We were taking care of him for about 2 years.
Mm.
We called him Moko, and he was a really chill cat, and he really liked seaweed.
It's weird, but
he liked crunching on the roasted seaweed.
Yeah.
And he loved like chewing on it and making the like like crunching sound.
Yeah.
He just really liked that.
Some more of the dog pictures too.
That's a good one.
Thanks for the pictures. I enjoyed every single one of them. Your dogs are beautiful too. So it says that white dog is 19 years old. Wow. Still looks really nice and healthy too. They seem to all get along pretty well. So it says, yeah, she has lost a lot of strength in her back legs, but she is healthy. And also says, and the brown dog has quite the story. Oh, really? The brown dog? Well, if you don't mind, I'm always up to interesting stories of animal stories. Has a really nice coat of fur. I'm assuming that it's probably a mix, maybe?
An interesting thing that Moko that I just mentioned actually while he was with us, he actually brought his mate and his litter with him to our house and showed us his kittens.
Yeah, that was really cute.
And his mate. And interestingly, after that, for about a year and a half, we took care of his daughter.
Mm-hmm. The other kittens seem to have been adopted by other people in the neighborhood, but one of his daughters just kind of hung around our house, and we kind of took care of her.
Yeah, but it one really interesting thing about her was that she really loved the dog in our neighborhood, and if we didn't see her for a day or so, we'd always see her snuggled next to that dog, and they'd just be together.
Mm-hmm.
And when we moved, we were really tempted to bring her with us, but we knew that she loved that dog too much that we couldn't bring her, because she would like, anytime she wasn't at our house, she would just hang around and like snuggle next to that dog, and it actually seemed to really like her too. So and the house that dog was in seemed to understand that she really liked that dog and hung around that dog. So
and that family took care of her too. So okay, so Salyev sent the story for the brown dog. So it says, a shelter caught his mother and put her in a sandy cell. She gave birth to him and another dog, bleeding on the sand, and the other puppy didn't survive. And then they mixed him with other dogs, and he caught canine distemper, which has a low survive rate, and even if they survive, they end up with several illnesses. So he's completely blind. If you check his eyes, he has one inflated and one deflated. His heart is a mess, and he has neurological illness. Continuing Max characters. Okay, so that's first half of the story.
Yeah, it was really cute. Whenever she wouldn't come by the house and I just walk around the neighborhood, I'd always just see her in that neighbor's yard, and she'd just be snuggled next to the dog, and it would just be like sitting there with her.
And so he says, a woman fostered him and his mother and gave him food meant for kidney diseases and raw food because she said she wouldn't buy 4 different kinds of food. I drove 12 hours to go get him, and he was famined and literally popped a black brick signal that they gave him too much raw liver. So we have to medicate him heavily, and the heart doctor told us he might not reach 3 years old. Continued below. Okay. He's a really beautiful dog, though, and also he looks so happy. I'm sure you take really good care of him and give him extra love. You can tell that in animals when they're taken care of properly. They have, like, you know, that kind of happy aura around them, you know.
Yeah.
So he says, the shelter even wanted to sue us when we called them to tell them they gave me a dog with an active contagious illness that put my other 2 dogs at risk. She offered to take it back, and I saw that over my fucking said that over my fucking dead body. So I make sure to upload pictures online so she can see him growing up healthy and happy, and he is my pride because I can see he is happy and he feels loved. Yeah, I can see that too. He looks so happy. Look at that dog smile. I'll show Jenny a picture.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That is a happy dog.
It's funny. It's funny because both dogs and cats, you can tell when they're happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our cat too. She's always smiling.
Yeah.
She always looks happy and cheerful.
Mm-hmm. So he says, my mother even sings him lullabies like a crazy woman, and the dog looks at her like, oh. I'm sure that's one of the things that makes him happy, though. I do think animals catch on to things like that when people are just, you know, showing genuine, you know, affection, whether that's like out of place or weird or not, when they're just trying to be, you know, kind or happy or, you know, like treat them well, that they can feel that, you know, even if they don't understand literally what that is. So I said, oh yes, he needs to be in contact with someone at all times and is super clingy, but I can't complain considering what he went through. Yeah. So it's good. It's good for him that he has family like you that is willing to give him all the attention and love that he deserves. Been through a lot, so absolutely deserves that. And you can see it in his face. He looks so happy.
Actually, our mother talks to our cat a lot, and our cat will almost always answer our mother when she asks it questions.
Yeah. So yes, he is 36 kilo beast now, and I love every gram of that boy. He's a big boy.
That's a pretty big dog.
So sometimes I even hide myself in the open, and whenever he picks up my scent from the wind, he starts wagging his tail and half jumping to me like a horse walking. So you're literally getting shoulder tackled by a loving dog.
It doesn't have anything to do with us, but when we were living in the Chiba area.
So he says, oh yes, definitely.
When we were living in the Chiba area, there's a big park close to our house. And every once in a while, there would be this older guy that would be walking his dog, but he had one of those Great Dane dogs, and it was like a freaking horse.
Yeah.
It was like unbelievable. It looked like a horse, and it's a dog that's walking, and it's like so bizarre. It's so huge.
Yeah, they're about the size of a pony, huh?
Yeah. Like every time I see it, it's like that's so huge. It looks like someone could ride that dog.
I'm pretty sure probably like a kid could ride it.
Yeah.
Huh? It wouldn't be good for the dog's back. So.
Yeah. It was so surreal every time I saw it though, because that dog was like so big.
Yeah. Saya says, I'll record a video for you. Give me a minute, please. Ah, sure. Absolutely.
Okay.
That's one of the nicest things to see, though, you know, animals that are genuinely happy.
Yeah.
Because you can really, really see that. Like, you know, you see those like pictures online of people like day one when they like pick up a cat or a dog off the street that's like a stray cat or a stray dog, and they're like so mangy, and they look like they don't trust anything and anyone in the world. And then like 2 weeks later, they look so happy, and you know, and so like full.
Yeah.
Right? They just have this like illuminating with happiness. It's always nice to see those things, because you really can see that in animals and pets, huh?
Yeah. A lot. It's kind of funny because a long time ago, when we were living in Tokyo, close to our house, there's this little park, and some stray cats would hang around there, and like they had like the most meanest faces you could imagine. They like looked really angry and bitter.
Yeah, they are living a hard knock life.
Yeah. And going back, the Moko cat that we talked about, when we first saw it, it was kind of scared of people, and like we were like good did, and it would like pass through our like yard, and we just kind of leave food in the yard, and it would eat that food once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But it started hanging around our house, and like we'd kind of get close to it, and it would be like like that.
Yeah.
But then it would get close to us, and then it would be like that, and would kind of repeat that, and it slowly became more like mild, and then it became like the most mild cat ever after that.
It was like the most chill cat in the world.
Yeah. And it looked so happy when you gave it the roasted seaweed, munching on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have a good amount of those pictures. I can send some of them. I have a few ones of when it's munching on it. It has like those wrinkles on its nose, and that was so cute.
So it says, I'm back. Hope you forgive my broken voice and the dirty floor. I really didn't feel like cleaning today. No problem. Everyone has those days. Let's see the video. So it says 1 minute, and I'll send them right away. Okay.
Might catch on the stream, so if you might want to like turn the sound off for a second.
I can. Well, when I play the video for you, I can just mute the mics.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
There's a generous amount of cat and dog photos shared, so I need to send at least a couple of the good pictures that I have of our cat.
Yeah.
And I have to look for it, but a little later I can send someone's of Moko and Lonnie.
Mm-hmm. Moko and his daughter Lonnie.
Yeah.
So it says, I don't mind if you hear my voice on stream, so no worries. Oh, okay. The presentation for the Stranger Than Heaven game was pretty fantastical, huh?
Yeah.
Probably the game I'm looking forward to the most right now.
Yeah. It should be a good reference for the last kind of 100 years of Japan kind of backdrop, huh?
Between 1915 and 1965.
Seeing how the, in a way, landscape or scenery changed with the time.
Yeah. Okay, so you've sent the video, so I'll show you.
What's
Thanks, we watched the video.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah.
You can tell how happy he is. Yeah. That's one of the cutest things that you can do, like shaking food or tapping on something, and it's like they seem so excited when coming over to see you and get a little snack and everything. He looks so happy and in good health too. He looks really healthy. Nice coat, nice fur. Obviously at 36 kilo, he's a big boy. Thanks for the video. Absolutely, so cute. So he says, yeah, his heart and brain are a mess, but he is a big boy. Yeah. He's a good boy too. Looks adorable. So he says, no worries. Always happy to share my beauties, and we're always happy to see those beauties too.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, I can send a few pictures of our cat, and it might take a few days, but I can dig up the
the older pictures
of some of the older cats that we had especially the moko that I was talking about that loved roasted seaweed.
Roasted seaweed.
I'm sure I have a few pictures of it munching on roasted
Probably.
seaweed.
So it says, no hurries, take your time. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. It's very unfortunate to hear about your cat, and I know it is in heaven, because all cats and dogs go to heaven.
Yeah.
Not all people, but cats and dogs do.
Actually, that's literally what I would imagine if there's like heaven, if heaven does exist. My imagination of heaven would be like full of like cats and dogs and like
It's full of friendly animals.
Yeah.
With almost zero people.
Yeah.
But
so it says, if there is a heaven, I need my pets to be there. Absolutely. I'm sure they are.
Well,
I'm certain they are.
I don't think I'm going to heaven, but I know all the cats that we took care of are there.
Yeah.
And will be there.
So it says, it's going to look like a damn zoo, but hey, no complaints. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's better to be happy. And what can bring more happiness than having lovable animals around you?
Yeah. Especially when you know that it's mutual, when you're giving as much love as you're receiving too. That's one of the best feelings you can have.
Yeah.
When you can tell that your pets feel deeply loved too. That's one of the most rewarding feelings that you can have.
Yeah, it was pre-smartphone era, but I only have actually analog pictures of the chipmunks we used to have.
Yeah, we had chipmunks before.
Yeah, they were really cute.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have them anymore. Because they were old analog pictures.
Yeah. And since we lost a lot of our stuff.
Yeah, well, our aunt might have some pictures.
Maybe.
But yeah, well, hope the best for you and for all of your magnificent pets.
Uh-huh. And magnificent they are.
And hope you have a great week, and hope you'll be feeling better, and good things are coming. Yep. And have a great week.
Okay.
And Mibori-san, who came by at the beginning too.
Yeah.
Well, you could.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So again, thanks for coming by. I enjoyed all the wonderful, beautiful pictures of your beautiful pets, animals, wonderful creatures. And also thanks Mibori-san for dropping by. Hope Savi says, my pleasure. You do take care. You too. Hope everyone has a great weekend and a great week. Hope to see you again. And I'll be closing the stream in Japanese then. ということでね、今週はここまでということで、スイートサバイバーズ。結構骨太っていうか、結構割とむずい。結構ゴリゴリな感じの見た目に反してね、な感じだけど、まあでも可愛いよね。
まあね、癒し
芸だね。ということでね、こんな感じで毎週配信をしておりますのでね、毎週金曜0時ぐらい、0時あたりにね、Twitch の方で配信をしておりますので、気になる方、気に入った方はね、いつでも遊びに来てください。過去の配信の分は YouTube にね、アーカイブとして載せておりますので、YouTube の検索バーをクリックして zGennyy で検索しますと、この配信の主であるね、ジェニーのチャンネルが出てきますので、いいね、読者登録、通知をオンにしてくださると我々喜びます。ということでね、またその日までぜひ良い1週間をお過ごしください。それではまたのお越しを。See you!